So we have talked about this over and over again, and it is because it is an issue that our children go through, and we can never exhaust talking over it. And I have done part 1 and 2 and 3 of the same topic on what to tell your children in the place of death, in the place of bereavement. Welcome to Mama Africa 8, the place where we speak parenting and parenting the African way. Um, we have to acknowledge the fact that death is not handled with a lot of caution in the recent past, the way it was talked about or whispered about in the past years. All right, 20 years ago, death to children would be something that they would just hear, like rumors, something that they will not be involved in, something that they were not allowed to talk about, because there are so many things that, a lot of information that we didn't have 20 years ago, and more especially about the dead. All right. And so much has changed about the information that we give to our children concerning death. And so in many cases and many times, adults have assumed that children do not mourn, or they do not have emotions or feelings or rather they don't get affected by the death of people that they knew, or the people that they were close to. All right. To an extent that even in the instance and in the case of the death of a parent, children would be told myths, something like daddy traveled and will come back next year, or mommy has traveled, or mommy has left us or has gone. And younger children, then and even now, they don't see death as death. They don't see death as a loss. That is not how children understand death. Children perceive death as a desertion. All right. If daddy went, daddy has gone until next year. Then for a child, if you told them that, then the question in their minds would be, what did I do wrong for daddy not to tell me that he was going? Or I needed to tell him I should have gone with him to the airport. I should have, because they have to an extent of information of what happens when someone is traveling. All right. So they would have expected that maybe they'd have helped daddy or mommy to pack. They would have given suggestions of where mommy would have gone or traveled to, or they would have been actually at least been told that they were traveling. And so then and even now, children don't see death as a loss. They see it as a desertion. And on top of that, parents telling them that your loved one, someone they knew, someone they have been with, whether it's a relative, a family member, a friend at school, a friend in the neighborhood, or a neighbor, a house help, and you give them myths, and apart from what you're telling them as a family, they get to hear other things from other people around them. And that is where this comes to be really bad on the children and be really unfair, because they have the right, okay, and it would only be fair if they knew what happened to this person, and in a simpler language, and in a language that they can understand. It is okay to let the children know that there is death, and let them know that people who die don't come back, so that they don't wait. Because if it is a desertion, they carry this pain of being deserted, or being left. All right. And if you were just bold enough and wise enough to explain about death and explain it in a way that uh, they would not feel like this person chose to go to a better place. There is this narrative where adults will tell the ones that will choose to say the truth that a person has died. They will tell them they have gone to heaven. And so religion will teach that heaven is a very nice place where there is no pain, there is no suffering, there is no, you know, and this child remains here suffering. And so if daddy or mommy has decided to go to heaven where there is no pain, where there is no suffering, and you are telling an orphan who is now going to face the challenges and everything else that orphans go through, starting with the desertion, with the absence of this particular person, and then all other things that will follow: the desertion, the pain, the suffering, the lack, and you have go to heaven. So this child, who will later grow up to be this man or this woman, grows up knowing that this particular person did not love them, and that's why they chose to go. Because I have met even adults who would bereave their loved ones, and in the moment of weeping and crying, they would they would say, "Why have you gone? Why have you left me? Why did you decide to go?" Okay, so children need to be told the truth about death. They should be told that death is inevitable, and when people die, they don't come back. Their presence may be felt, and you need to encourage them with that, not in a way that it will instill fear in them that someone who had died would come back, but in a nice way. Give them nice memories of that person who left. Make them be comfortable and know that the person who left uh, did not choose to go, to this good place and leave them in this bad place. All right? Let them know that it is natural, and everyone else, that is where we all go. And some go early, some go later, but at the end of it all, everyone will die and must die. All right? That is just a part of it that that you can choose to tell your children. You can allow them to do what they want to do. If it is crying, if it is playing out burials and funerals, they do it even in their minds. Children role play even alone, burial of their pets, burial of an aunt, burial of something. So you can let them and allow them just to have those emotions and those feelings. If they want to cry, if they want to say something, create moments where you sit as a family and just talk about that person. Let them express how they feel that this person has gone and is never coming back, how they are planning to cope with that, and how they are planning to live with that. Okay? And once in a while, maybe once a month, once a week, twice a week, you can talk about that person. You can have memories of that person. Cry together. Allow them to weep. Allow them to release their feelings. Allow them to express how they felt. Allow them to forgive if there's something, if they remember a certain kind of pain, something that they may feel like they did that could have contributed to this person deserting them. Let them forgive themselves. Help them understand that this person now has forgiven and has even forgotten everything that happened. All right? And that makes it easier. And please always never forget that children also mourn, and also they also grieve, and also they go through the feelings and the emotions of loss of our loved ones. Thank you so much for watching, and please like, subscribe, please, and just leave a comment and a suggestion and any point that you'd want us to take. Thank you.